Welcome to my channel. And today let us see about a controversy going on in Andhra Pradesh. We know that regional parties are always controlled by the national parties because the regional leaders will do something in the ground level, and ED, CBI, income tax, and all these will be in the hands of the central government, and central government will be keep controlling these regional parties using CBI, ED, income tax, and these are the allegations that central government control these regional parties based on the and of course politicians will involve in some kind of corruption and scams and all. Some allegations will come on them, and then their control sitting in the central level. Okay, Andhra Pradesh is not exception for this anyway. In Andhra Pradesh also there's controversy going on. Of course, it's not very much serious controversies in politics. Eluding one another is very common thing. Yesterday, Jagan Mohan Reddy has alleged on Congress leader, and who alleged him first, and he tweeted him on his scam and all that. First, he alleged him. So Jagan Mohan Reddy talked about it because he is only targeting me, and why he is not targeting Telugudesam Party. That's the complaint of Jagan Mohan Reddy, and as well as he also said that Rahul Gandhi, why he is not talking about Andhra Pradesh vote chori and all that. He talked about this, and moreover, Telugudesam also person Nara Lokesh, state national general secretary of Telugudesam Party, he tweeted saying that we are not in touch with anybody, we are in touch with people. So this is the controversy. But in this context, I just wanted to bring it to you my understanding of the political ideals. I will be staying away from the screen and reading this for you to make you understand, so that you may read the screen. So India basically had two ideas, politically and administratively, and secular idea and Hindutva idea. They will differ from point to point. On the same point, they have different ideologies. See, if you look at point one, secular idea, they say that all religions same, you must respect all the religions, and these are all secular people talk. But whereas Hindutva idea, the leaders who are following this Hindutva idea, they are saying that priority must be given to Hindus, because it is when Islamic people have Islamic states, why can't we have Hindu state? So they say that priority must be given to Hindus. This is Hindutva idea. And of course, secular leaders are talking about protect minorities with special laws, and minorities must be protected with special laws. But whereas Hindutva, the people who are following Hindutva idea, they are saying that there should be separate laws for Christians and Muslims. There should be Unicode law. And this is what actually they're talking about. And the other one is obviously the leaders who are, the political parties who are following secular idea, they're more specifically supporting reservations to be continued. But whereas Hindutva idea political parties, they're saying that the merit is being killed because of reservation. So the reservation concept need to be reviewed. So this is actually the suggestions given by Hindutva idea. And obviously secular leaders, they're talking about nationalization. That means nationalization means that they want the government should hold all the heavy industries like steel plants and all. The government should have public sector units. But whereas Hindutva idea says that business is not the responsibility of the government, and we must privatize all the business units that government is holding, because government is getting loss. So privatize all the units. This is what the leaders who are following Hindutva idea are pushing for privatization. And religious freedom, of course, secular leaders talking about religious freedom. Whereas the Hindutva idea, they're talking about this is Hindu nation, so you're not supposed to do religious campaign. They say that don't convert and all these things they talk about, right? So the other one is the liberalization. Of course, secular leaders, they talk about liberalization. Whereas Hindutva people always talk about Swadeshi, and they say Swadeshi slogans and all they give. Most probably, the leaders of secular idea, they talk more on Dalits, Adivasis and oppression, and whereas upper caste domination will be there on Hindutva idea. Whereas region, and secular leaders, they're talking about regionalized nationalism. Means you should protect the diversity of regionalism. Regionalism is first, and based on protecting the regionalism, you build the nationalism. But whereas the Hindutva group, what they are talking about is nationalized rationalism, regionalism. They say that nation is first. Based on under the guidance of nationalized idea, you build the regionalism. They say that. So it is reverse. And moreover, secular leaders supporting English and Hindi as linked languages, and Hindutva group, the political parties who are following Hindutva group, they are saying that Hindi must be as linked language and not English. They want to make it compulsory Hindi and all. And obviously secular leaders, they're talking about local education, and Hindutva group, they're saying that nationalized education policy must be practiced. So these are the two different actually ideas generally we follow, because there was a conflict continuously. These people are arguing one another, all these ideas. They tell their problems and these people tell their problems. They tell their idea, these people tell their idea. And obviously the problems also comes with this argument. The basic problems which Indians are facing is, you just look at this, I'm reading here again. The secular leaders always pointing out that there are attacks on minorities and Christians, and whereas Hindutva idea, people say that you are killing our Hindu religion. So that's why we are controlling conversions from Christians and minorities. And whereas a secular leader says that you are destroying churches and beating nuns and are fundamental rights you are killing. But whereas Hindutva leaders say that why there should be separate laws and this is Hindu country, they're not supposed to do conversions and all they're talking about. So SC, ST, BCs no chance to higher post. And whereas secular leader says that SC, ST, BCs are not getting any chances in higher posts. Most probably Rahul Gandhi is talking more on that. That SC, ST, BCs are not given CEO posts, and in media they're not getting chances. But whereas Hindutva group, they says that you're killing the merit because based on the reservation. So that is their argument. And government jobs must be, of course, the government job is giving equal opportunity to SC, ST, BC, OC, and because based on the experience and as well as their qualification, irrespective of the caste, they'll get promotions, and an SC, ST, BC person also can become CEO in government jobs. Whereas the Hindutva ideology parties, they're pushing privatization. In the privatization, they're going for referential system and recommendation system in place of reservations. So the reservations and recommendations will kill one another. Here they may not get chances for SC, ST, BCs because they recommend that the so-and-so person belong to our community and give him a job and all. And of course, they're not allowing religious campaigns. Secular idea are complaining that they're not allowing a religious campaign. Hindutva says that we will not allow conversion, so we are stopping the religious campaign. And the secular idea, this is that they all are calling us Videshi, Deshdrohi, local education must be practiced, and then Hindutva says that you all are following Western influence and all they're talking about, right? Caste oppression irrespective of religion. Continuing as according to secular idea, secular leaders. But whereas Hindutva group, they're promoting traditional caste Sanatana Dharma and all, they're promoting. And secular ideas, these leaders, they say that you're killing our local culture and all because they're bringing a nationalized system. But Hindutva idea, they say that you are dividing the nation in the name of regionalism. And obviously, English and local languages you are killing because English is important for us and the local language is important. But they say that Hindi must be as a linked language. You all must learn Hindi. This is Hindutva idea. And the local education, these secular leaders are promoting, are releasing that you are killing our local education. You are erasing the Adivasi and the Dalit history. But whereas Hindutva group says that nationalized education must. So these are all two different ideas we understand. Okay, now let's go into what's happening in Andhra Pradesh. So based on these two ideologies, of course, there are two groups formed nationwide. One is India Bloc, all this secular idea, the India Bloc formed a group and all those people who are following Hindutva idea, they formed as a NDA LEs or adopted this Hindutva ideology, and whereas the secular people formed a group called India Group. Of course, few secular leaders like Jagan Mohan Reddy and Arvind Kejriwal, and these people are staying away from both the teams. They say that they're staying away from both the teams, but basically Arvind Kejriwal is against Modi and Jagan Mohan Reddy is against Rahul Gandhi. Okay, this is the fundamentally inside, but outside they say that we are neutral. But anyway, if you go inside if you go and see that there are different things here. If this is about the situation of Andhra Pradesh, why I am talking about this situation in Telugu states, so that there are a lot of cross relationship between all these leaders, among all these leaders. But let us see the ideology of these leaders. First, anyway, Rahul Gandhi, of course, is a traditional secular leader, because their Congress is historically secular, and they talk about minorities, SC, ST, BC voters will be backing Congress party always. Of course, Narendra Modi ji, his main idea is Hindutva, mainly Hindu religion as base. They ignore the caste. They say that caste is not important. So based on religion, we must divide. Hindus are more, we should protect our Hindutva, Hindu majority, Hindu nation. That is their idea. But whereas here we'll talk about YS Jagan Mohan Reddy, he is well known for his father YSR is well known for for minorities, and SC, ST, BCs loves YS Rajashekar Reddy more, and pure Congress and secular leader Rajashekar Reddy. And of course, he after his father's death, he started his party, because Congress did not allow him to visit the people who died because of his father's death. So based on that point, he started a party, and then he emerged as a leader now. Now he is not using the name of Rajashekar Reddy, but he is independently doing his politics without using Rajashekar Reddy. Okay, so anyway, but since his party derived from his father's ideology, so obviously is known for minorities, SC, ST, BC. Of course, he is a YSR Congress, so Congress ideology will be there. And Revanth Reddy is Chief Minister from Congress. Obviously, Congress is known for minorities, SC, ST, BC welfare. And but he migrated from Telugu Desam Party, Revanth Reddy. And here Sharmila, she is brother of YS Jagan Mohan Reddy, and she differed from his brother. And she joined in Congress, and now she is the state in charge of Congress party in Andhra Pradesh. And since she is also from Congress, and then obviously she talks about minorities, SC, ST, BC leaders. So these are the ideologies of these parties. Whereas if you come to this side, Telugu Desam, they have a traditional vote bank. They're long-standing LE of NDA since, I think it's 1995. Since 1995, he was in Chandrababu Naidu was in alliance with Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and then I think this is third time he went in alliance with NDA. So that traditionally, historically, he has that history of going in alliance with the NDA, Chandrababu Naidu. So obviously, majority of his followers are non-Congress supporters and NTR fans, backed by BC and upper communities. Majority of them are supported by upper communities and backed by BC communities. And whereas Pawan Kalyan is a new politician who started his party recently, but this person directly, he changed many ideologies. First he said Che Guevara, and then he said he went in alliance with Bahujan Samaj, BSP, and then he had an alliance with communist parties, and finally he has taken Hindutva, he has taken Sanatan Dharma as his political campaign, and then now he's trying to be like South India Adityanath Yogi, carrying out Hindutva as his ideology. And obviously KCR, of course, because his opponent is Congress, but Revanth Reddy is his opponent, so he doesn't have any other option. He has to fight against Congress. even though he is not part of Bharatiya Janata Party, but there are allegations that he tried to go in alliance with Bharatiya Janata Party. So these are the technically these are the ideologies, but there are some allegations they're releasing on one another now. What they're releasing, Jagan Mohan Reddy is releasing that Revanth Reddy, because he is from Telugu Desam Party, because he worked in Telugu Desam earlier, because he is very much colleague of Chandrababu Naidu, and Jagan Mohan Reddy is releasing that he indirectly had relationship with Chandrababu Naidu, and he is also releasing his own sister that she is also in touch with Chandrababu Naidu, NDA LE. These are all Congress people. These two are Congress people. Jagan Mohan Reddy is releasing that they are in touch with Chandrababu Naidu. These two people are releasing that Jagan Mohan Reddy is in touch with Narendra Modi ji. And they're also releasing that Jagan Mohan Reddy is in touch with KCR. Because KCR is opponent of Revanth Reddy, he says that Jagan Mohan Reddy is in touch with him. Because he is in, both are opponents, he says these both. See, these are all cross allegations. In Andhra Pradesh, they all are doing cross allegations on one another. Okay. But obviously, every allegation will have a base. Without base, nobody will allege. So ultimately, they are all doing a wrong fight. According to me, I believe that they are doing all wrong fight. Obviously, Jagan Mohan Reddy will fight with Chandrababu Naidu and Pawan Kalyan because they are his opponents. But at present, he is not fighting with Narendra Modi, because Jagan Mohan Reddy, he, I think for last 15 years, hardly he criticized, not even once he criticized Narendra Modi ji. His opponent, because he is carrying Hindutva and he is a secular leader. We have never seen Jagan Mohan Reddy criticizing Narendra Modi, not even once. Okay. So that is one allegation on him and Jagan Mohan Reddy. And whereas if you come to Revanth Reddy, Revanth Reddy and Sharmila is criticizing Jagan Mohan Reddy often and then. Revanth Reddy will criticize Jagan Mohan Reddy because his opponent KCR is friend of Jagan Mohan Reddy. So that is his allegation he is trying to give. That one he is trying to fight with him. And the Sharmila wants to take over. She has taken over Congress and she wants to build the party by killing YSRCP, and then she is targeting Jagan Mohan Reddy instead of their opponents like Chandrababu Naidu and all this. And these are all wrong fight is going on in Andhra Pradesh. Right? And there is a wrong love also. Obviously, there will be a wrong love. The wrong love is here is Jagan Mohan Reddy is undoubtedly he has some concern and some soft corner on Narendra Modi comparatively with Rahul Gandhi. And he is in touch with, the way he takes the press meets and all, definitely we have to say that he has some soft corner on Narendra Modi instead of Rahul Gandhi. Because the terms he used, the terminology he uses, the strong words he uses when he is criticizing Congress, the aggressiveness, the way he aggressively talks, and when the time comes that we have to talk on Narendra Modi, the way he slows down his attack and then all, it shows that Jagan Mohan Reddy is definitely has some soft corner on Narendra Modi. There is no doubt in that. And Chandrababu Naidu recently, he is not directly criticizing Rahul Gandhi and he is avoiding some questions on Rahul Gandhi. So it looks like that these people are actually secular leaders having a wrong love on Hindutva group, and this person is in Hindutva group and he is having a love on secular group. So this looks like a cross and wrong love according to me. Right? And of course, these two people, secular leaders, and they also say that we are secular. These are also say that we are Hindutva. But we are only dividing based on their ideas. That's why I explained you first in the beginning of the video. I explained you the entire what is Hindutva, what is secular, their ideas is. Okay, because so that you may understand both the groups. So these two people are actually in touch with the person who is in alliance with Narendra Modi ji. These two are Congress leaders. These are in touch with the person who is in alliance with Narendra Modi. That is allegation. That is definitely it's going to be a wrong love. So that's why let us correct it. I think that is my suggestion, that let us correct it. The best option, as I believe, this is my opinion, the best option is stop all this cross loves, wrong attacks, and that just talk one another. These four must be in one group. The Rahul Gandhi, Jagannath Reddy, Revanth Reddy, and Sharmila, they all should be formed on one group, because the ideological people they target, as the vote bank are same. It's not that they may be different. These leaders may be different. The leaders may have grudges on one another, but for the safety of the people, because that's what I said, protecting the minorities, SC, ST, BCs, protecting reservations. So at least for the sake of the people, these four must be one. And of course, there are people who is talking about Hindutva, Hindu nation, Hindu, Sanatan Dharma, and at least for them that they should be one. Definitely, I think this is the best option. But if it doesn't work out, the next option is Jagannath Reddy should go to that side, because anyway he has some soft corner on Narendra Modi, and Chandrababu Naidu can fit anywhere. Chandrababu Naidu can fit even in Congress, because he is very much flexible. If he wants, he can go to any group, and if he can, he simply shifts. Chandrababu Naidu can a flexible leader, and he can control anybody, right, from anywhere. That Jagannath Reddy is releasing that you are in touch with Chandrababu Naidu, and Chandrababu Naidu is in part of Chandrababu Naidu is part of NDA, and Jagannath Reddy is releasing him that you are in touch with Narendra Modi. That means the person who is in alliance with Narendra Modi can even he be able to control the opponent, Rahul Gandhi, according to allegation Jagannath Reddy. That we can understand his capability or capacity of controlling both the groups. Okay, that's what I said. So he can fit anywhere. So, but here there will be technically, I only shifted photos, not the content. Why I did not shift the content? Jagannath Reddy is technically is a Christian. His religion is Christian, and all his followers are pastors, imams, SC, ST, Adivasis, and all. Then if he suddenly goes into Hindutva group and Hindutva ideology and Jai Shri Ram, if he says all these things, then if he keeps tilak while giving a press meets and all, it's looking like abnormalities to many minorities. But anyway, he's trying to appease the Hindu politics. But anyway, he's trying his level best to not to lose any Hindu votes, and so he's putting tilaks and coming for press meets and all. He's doing all these things. Okay, but if he goes to the alliance with Narendra Modi ji, but will these minorities will shift with him is the question mark. That maybe anything can happen, because even many people voted to Chandrababu Naidu, even though he is an alliance with Narendra Modi ji. But when if that take that consideration, then okay, go to the other group and then form the alliance with Pawan Kalyan, Jagannath Reddy, and Narendra Modi, KCR, and this can be one group, and then these four people have anyway good relationships, like Sharmila, Revanth Reddy, Chandrababu Naidu, Rahul Gandhi. They can be form one group. But this group, Chandrababu Naidu failed one time, because they had alliance with Congress once and they failed, because technically his traditional voters, his Hindutva voters may not shift with him, right? But if Jagannath Reddy goes there in their alliance, and he will lose minorities and all. So technically, that's why the best option is this. The best option is this. If the leaders thinks about the safety of the minorities, SC, ST, BCs, and you should talk to one another and come to one conclusion and then form the alliance, or at least fight independently and based on the ideologies that you have, at least for protection of minorities and all this, right? So this is obviously, finally, there are two arguments in India, two ideas in India. We must protect the secular idea. Few leaders are talking about secular idea, and the few leaders talking about Hindutva idea. They have their advantages. These people have their advantages. These people are complaining many things, and these people are also complaining that in the name of secularism you you are converting Hindus and you are killing Hindu religion, and all these people have their own this one, right? But anyway, what I say is that the ideas are two, but the leaders who are having the different idea supporting the other idea, it will definitely, there will be loose ends to protect I mean, if Jagannath Reddy is encouraging a secular leader, Jagannath Reddy is encouraging a secular leader, a Hindutva group, then obviously he failed to protect minorities. He may protect within the state, but in the national wide, he failed to protect the minorities. So that's why, what is your idea? Understand what is your idea, what is your base, and then make the politics and do the politics, and then it will be good for the people of India. If their main intention is the welfare of the people, that is good for the people. If their intention is something else, that people are like a sheep, right? They vote to anybody, that if they distribute money during the elections, and then if the people are like sheep, then it's ultimately people who will suffer. Thank you. Namaskar.